Anytime that you go through members, people are going to be talking. You know, there's definitely a buzz and rumors fly.
There's a lot of mud slung in and around the music industry.
When you have a group and you're like the person who's out forefront, people always tend to point the finger at you.
Anything negative that happens, Beyoncé gets blamed for it.
Why is this pressure on me?
The lead singer takes all the flack. You know, that comes with the territory.
The press and everyone completely targeted her.
Oh, she's a diva. Oh, she's this and she's that.
Was it all over the papers? It was every time you turned on the television. And, you know, she was being presented as this blood-sucking diva.
And then, yeah, she's got a whole nother thing attached to it that her dad's the manager.
The obvious angle for the press was Matthew was the Svengali, that Beyoncé was getting all of the attention. It was unbelievable. On the Destiny's Child websites, the hate mail completely and totally targeting Beyoncé specifically.
I remember having a conversation with her, and she was so distraught. She was like totally in tears. I couldn't even understand what she was saying.
We wouldn't even tell her some of the things we read because we know how she would react to it. She would just get so depressed when people would make judgments on her and call her a diva.
It's a very unforgiving type of industry. Fortunately, what we've learned to do is to make the media work for us.
Even negative press can be good press.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Definitely helped them with sales.
It sort of was a mixed blessing. In a crazy kind of a way, it worked to her advantage. It was putting eyes on her. And for her to be able to rise through that just made her a bigger star.
Farrah was in there for 5 months, and it felt like 5 minutes.
Farrah had more in mind as far as to be a solo artist.
First of all, I'd like to say that one of our members couldn't make it today, but because we love you so much, we still have to come and give you a wonderful show.
For her to come into a group that was already established and there was already a forefront person was kind of hard for her. So I think that's why that situation didn't work out.
On the phone, the 3 remaining members of Destiny's Child, Beyoncé, Kelly, and Michelle.
We have to say that Farrah was not kicked out of Destiny's Child. She actually didn't show up for 3 major promotional events. So we all agreed that Farrah and Destiny's Child should part ways.
The transition was easy for some reason. It was like, okay, she's gone. She wasn't here that long. We just gotta go on.
Beyoncé definitely found stability in the trio.
When it's right, everybody knows, and everybody knew that those 3 girls, it fit.
And Charlie's Angels opportunity came along, and it was perfect.
Question, tell me what you think about me.
Beyoncé wrote the song Independent Woman, and it actually went out for the Charlie's Angels movie.
And it was so perfect, too, because it was 3 Charlie's Angels, and then when the video came out, now it's 3 girls. I was like, wow, that's fate for them.
11 consecutive weeks at #1, and it was just awesome. Charlie's Angels, come on.
The first major appearance after that was at the Grammys.
I'm nervous, the mother's nervous, the father's nervous, the girls are nervous. This is Grammy night, and they're nominated.
The Grammys were bigger than life for the girls because they were way younger than everybody there. That's the most nervous I've ever seen them.
And we found out that they had won an award prior to the live show. So they were going in as winners.
We have a Grammy! So the Grammy Award winner! Destiny's Child!
They started screaming. It was like, forget my glamorous hair, my glamorous makeup, my gown. It was like, wow, it's happening.
So I think that sort of helped their confidence with the Grammy performance. But I think just before they went on to perform, it hit them that this was a live Grammy performance.
A performance at the Grammys is very important simply because of the fact that you know that there's a lot of industry people watching.
Before we went on stage, we were nervous. Hands sweating, knees shaking.
Question, tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings.
This was Destiny's Child's time to show the world this is why we're here.
Question, tell me how you feel about this. Try to control me, boy, you'll get this.
did great. We killed the Grammys, and everybody was talking about it.
And the Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a duo or group with vocal goes to...
They kept saying, you know, if we don't win the second one, it's okay. And I was like, God, please, please, they have to win.
Say my name, Destiny's Child.
A Grammy is what every singer dreams about, you know, so when you finally achieve that, it's like, wow. It's kind of like disbelief.
Thank you so much. We are so excited. Oh gosh, I can't believe we're winning a Grammy, ladies.
It was sort of exactly what the doctor ordered. Everyone in the business was in that room, and everyone looked around and said, whoa.
The Grammys let the world know that Destiny's Child is here to stay.
Next, Beyoncé gets serious.
After all the stuff that Destiny's Child had been through and the ups and downs, they had to come big. Big song, big video, this big push, period.
All of a sudden, she had a lot of pressure riding on her shoulders.
But the jokes don't stop.
People still held on to the drama of, you know, the girls leaving.
Please welcome Nokia, Dijonay, and Harmonica.
Everyone just laughed.
For Destiny's Child to win their first Grammy was a turning point for the group in that it focused Beyoncé like I've never seen.
After all the stuff that Destiny's Child had been through and the ups and downs, they had to come big. Big song, big video, this big push, period.
All of a sudden, she had a lot of pressure riding on her shoulders. She just became more persistent in what she wanted, more driven, and she started blossoming.
She just became more disciplined, more focused.
It seemed like she had music that was just like running through her veins.
She had a lot to say. She had experienced a lot. A lot had been held in, I'm sure.
For years, she would let things that she would read or people would say get to her. She just was kind of fed up with it. There was this DJ that made up a joke about us, you know, who's going to be the last Destiny's Child member on the island.
Like the show Survivor. Who's going to be next? Who's going to be thrown out of the Destiny's Child island?
But she was like, oh, you want to make jokes. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder.
The song was obviously about all the stuff they had gone through. That turmoil of the breakup and a third member 2 different times and all that.
That was what she was truly feeling. I just went through a situation of losing 2 of my best friends of 12, 13 years, and I survived. I made it through.
Beyoncé was like, I don't care what you say, radio, newspaper, TV, I'm gonna go on. It only makes me stronger.
There was just something about Survivor that literally made the hairs on your neck stand up.
It was like an anthem. It spoke to the hearts of folk who might have struggled at some point in their lives and made it through the struggle.
I'm a survivor.
They sold 650,000 units the first week.
They were the largest selling, you know, girl group in the world.
It was the largest first week sales of any Columbia artist for the history of Columbia Records.
Their first tour as headliners was the TRL tour in 2001.
Everything from their set to their personnel to the actual show was just at an entirely different level. It was massive and it was so powerful.
Everybody clap your hands, come on. Beyoncé worked that whole stage and was like, yeah, I'm gonna survive, yeah. That's her favorite thing to do is yeah.
I woke up and realized this world's not so bad after all.
They had moved on, they were doing great, the album was doing great, but people still held on to the drama of, you know, the girls leaving. The press had a really hard time letting any of it go.
TV. We are Gemini's twin.
You know, it was being parodied on Saturday Night Live.
Please welcome Nokia, Dijonay, and Harmonica. Come on out, y'all. Here you go, girl.
I think it was really big of them to go on there and say, we'll do this.
Now, honey, these girls hold a real special place in our heart because they are the first 3 members that we kicked out.
That lets people know we don't take this that seriously.
Big ups to my mom, cause she had me. Big ups to my pop, cause he banked me. Big ups to my girls, cause they back for the biggest ups, the biggest ups.
Everyone just laughed at it because you had to laugh at yourself. You absolutely have to.
Ultimately, the controversy drove Destiny's Child to the superstars that they are, and Beyoncé to the superstar that she is.
She wants everybody to know in the world, I don't care what you're saying, I'm well on my way now.
Beyoncé, can you handle this? Destiny's Child, no matter what happens, will always live on. Their talent, their beauty, their strength will carry them as legends.
We all want to be successful, but you got one person that's a little more driven.
So many things can happen for Beyoncé in the future. She's just got it all.
We've gotten to see how multi-talented and how multifaceted she is as an artist, with her singing, with her acting. I think the sky is the limit.
It's been such a long road to get to where she is.
Beyoncé has seen everything that her family has gone through, her mom and her dad, and she's taken some of their strength from them.
We would share our successes, but she's also seen our failures and learned from those.
She's an overcomer because she's just put up with so much and done so much.
She's cried, she's fought, she's struggled. No matter what came her way, she was going to push it out the way, and she was going to make sure that her dream came true.